Okay, so done with the body. Then next I'm going to create now the head. So for the head, I'm going to start at the back. So make a slip knot. Then slip stitch. So for the head, I'm going to start with 1 single crochet to the first stitch and then increase next stitch. So at the end of row 1, you should have 18 stitches. Okay, the next row, row 2, I'm going to place my marker first. So row 2, 1 single crochet next 2 stitches. So 1, 2, then increase. At the end of row 2, you should have 24 stitches. So 24 stitches at the end of row 2. The next row, row 3, 1 single crochet next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Then increase next stitch. So you should have 30 stitches at the end of row 3. Okay, the next row, row 4, 1 single crochet next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then increase next stitch. So you should have 36 stitches at the end of row 4. Alright, next row, row 5, 1 single crochet next 5 stitches. Then increase next stitch. At the end of row 5, you should have 42 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, increase. So you should have 48 stitches at the end of row 6. So 2, 3, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Then increase. You should have 54 stitches at the end of row 7. 3. Okay, the next is row 8 to 13, 6 rounds of 1 single crochet all the way around. You still have 54 stitches each round. I'm going to finish first my 6 rounds of 1 single crochet, and then I'll be back once I'm done. Okay, so done with my 6 rounds of 1 single crochet. Next row, row 14, I'm going to start now the decreasing. So next 7 stitches, 1 single crochet, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Then decrease next 2 stitches. So at the end of row 14, you should have 48 stitches. Row 15, 1 single crochet next 6 stitches, then decrease next 2 stitches, so at the end of row 15 you should have 42 stitches. The next row, row 16, 1 single crochet next 5 stitches, and then decrease next 2 stitches. At the end of row 16 you should have 36 stitches. Okay, then next row 17, 1 single crochet next 4 stitches, then decrease next 2 stitches. So at the end of row 17 you should have 30 stitches. Next row, row 18, 1 single crochet next 3 stitches, then decrease next 2 stitches. So at the end of row 18 you should have 24 stitches. Okay, so after row 18 I'm going to put now some stopping for the head. Okay, the next row, row 19, I'm going to make 1 single crochet next 2 stitches, and then decrease next 2 stitches. At the end of row 19 you should have 18 stitches. Row 20, 1 single crochet into the first stitch, and then decrease next 2 stitches. So at the end of row 20 you should have 12 stitches. So after row 20 I'm going to cut now the yarn and leave tail for sewing. Okay, so before I close the remaining stitches I'm going to put more stopping for the head. Okay, and I'm going to use a yarn needle, then I'm going to insert my hook only at the front loop. So 1, 2, 3, 10, 11, and 12. Then I'm going to pull out the tail slowly. Then the end stitch I'm going to hide and secure. So next is the nose. So for the nose I just did the single crochet 6, then 2 rows of 1 single crochet, then I closed it with yarn needle. Okay, so next is I'm going to make the ears. I'm going to use again the skin color, then 6 single crochet into the magic ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and then I'm going to make 1 single crochet next 2 stitches, so 1 and 2, then increase next stitch, so 3. I'm going to repeat that 1 and 2, then increase next stitch. So you should have 8 single crochet at the end of row 2. Okay, the next is I'm going to make 1 single crochet each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Then I'm going to decrease 2 decrease for this row. So 1 single crochet next 2 stitches, then decrease next 2 stitches. Again, 1 single crochet next 2 stitches, then decrease next 2 stitches. So you need to create 2 of the ears, that, and then after that attach now to the head. Then next is, before I proceed to the arms, I'm going to finish first the collar here. So I'm working into these stitches here all the way around. This is the 4 last stitch before I create the stitches for the head. I'm going to work only to the side stitches. I'm going to insert my hook into this first stitch like this, and then 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around. So I'm going to count as 1, 2, 3, 12, 13, and 14. Okay, so done with the collar. The next is I'm going to create now the arms. So I already create 1. Okay, so I'm going to start with the magic ring, and I'm using again 3mm hook. So start with the magic ring, and then into the magic ring 8 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So the next row, row 2 and 3, I'm going to make 1 single crochet in each stitch. So I still have 8 stitches each row. I'm going to finish first my 2 rounds of 1 single crochet. So 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, the next row, row 4, I'm going to start chaining 3, and then I'm going to make a slip stitch into the same stitch. So this will be the thumb, and then again single crochet 1 in each stitch, so 8 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. The next row 5 to 7, 3 rows of 1 single crochet all the way around. So I'm going to ignore the stitches here for the thumb. I'm going to jump to the next stitch here. So I still have 8 single crochet all the way around. So 1, 2. Okay, so done with my row 7. The next is I'm going to cut the yarn, then slip stitch to the next stitch, fasten up. So I'm going to bring this stitch or end stitch. So I have now the arm. The next is I'm going to work again with yellow yarn. So I'm going to chain 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I'm going to attach now to the arms like this. By the way, when you start creating the left hand, you need to bring your first stitch to under the arm. So I'm going to place this yellow yarn like this and then start connecting the parts together. So I'm going to insert in each stitch and then continue creating 1 single crochet. So you still have 8 stitches all the way around. So 1, 2. Okay, so 8 stitches all the way around, and then this last stitch or the end tail, I'm going to continue and then bring that with yarn needle into the last stitch and then bring back again. And I'm going to insert inside the okay, the next is I'm going to continue the stitches. I'm going to create 3 rows of 1 single crochet. So I still have 8 stitches each round. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm going to finish the stitch here and then leave tail for sewing. So slip stitch next stitch, and then I'm going to put some stuffing, but just a little bit for the arms. Okay, so I'm going to attach now the arms. Alright, so I'm back, done attaching the arms. The next is I'm going to create now the details for the t-shirt, and that will be the zigzag. So I'm going to chain 56 with the same yarn, and then I'll be using 2.5mm hook. Okay, so chain 56, and then I'm going to skip the first chain from the hook and start to the second chain. I'm going to make 3 single crochet. 1, 2, and 3, and then into the next 2 stitches 1 single crochet. 1 and 2. Then next is I'm going to create now my first zig. I'm going to skip the next 2 stitches and then create next 2 stitches 1 single crochet. 1 and 2. Then for the sock, I'm going to make 3 single crochet into the next stitch. 1, 2, and 3. So I have now the first zig on sock. Actually, this is also a sock. That's why I did the 3 single crochet and then decrease for the sock and then increase for the zig, like that. So I'm going to continue the pattern. Next 2 stitches 1 single crochet, 1, 2, then decrease for the sock, next 2 stitches, and then 1 single crochet again, next 2 stitches. So I'm working only 2 stitches for the gap, and then increase 3 single crochet next stitch for the zig, and then I'm going to continue again 2 single crochet, decrease next 2 stitches, 2 single crochet, and then increase next stitch, 3 single crochet for the increase, like that. Okay, so I'm going to finish this first, then I'll be back once I'm done. Okay, so done creating the zigzag. Now I'm going to attach the zigzag using the regular black thread.